Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and enjoying online learning. So dear students, today we are going to start new topic, that is the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by the poet William Butler Yeats. First, what is the meaning of isle? Isle means a small island of Ireland. Now here is a brief intro about William Butler Yeats that I am going to speak. He was born on 13 June 1865 and died on 28 Jan 1939. He was an Irish poet and one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature. In December 1923, Yeats was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his always inspiring poetry, which is highly artistic and gives expression to the spirit of a whole nation. So now dear students, today we are going to study about his one of the beautiful poem, that is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. What is the poem about? Here is an introduction to the poem. This poem is a lyric. Lyric means a type of poetry that expresses thoughts and feelings, often in a song-like style. It is a musical poem. It explores the poet's longing, means an earnest and deep desire for the peace and tranquility, means peacefulness of Innisfree, a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy. Innisfree is the name of a place. It's a very quiet place, and that is the reason the poet wants to go there. He had spent his childhood in this place. He has very sweet memories of that place. That is the reason he wanted to go back to the Lake Island of Innisfree. Now student, here is a poem with its explanation. So I'll explain this poem stanza wise. Here is a stanza 1. I'll arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and battles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. Let's see what does the poet say in these lines. Before coming on the explanation, here are few difficult words which are related to the stanza 1. First we'll go through that. Arise means stand up. Cabin means room. Battles, twisted stakes for making fences and walls. Glade means clearing or open space. Bee loud here refers to the sound made by the buzzing of the bees. Now, what does the poet say? First, I here refer to the poet William Yeats. He says that he wants to go to Innisfree, an island of Ireland. Over there he will build a small room for himself with clay and small sticks, which are used to make the walls of the fences of the cabin. As he'll need some food to eat also, so he'll grow 9 rows of beans near his room. Also he'll get the honey from the honeybee hive. He says that the open space where he will build his room will be full of the buzzing sound of the bees, and over there he will live all alone in peace and tranquility. Now dear students, let's switch to stanza 2. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wheels of the morning to where the cricket sings. The midnights all the glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. First, here are few words, we'll go through them. Wheels means a piece of fine material worn by women to protect or hide the face. Cricket, an insect related to the grasshoppers but with shorter legs. The male produces a characteristic musical chirping sound. Linnet here, a small brown and grey bird with a short beak. Glimmer means something which is shining. So, what does the poet say? In this stanza, the poet says that when an inn is free, he will feel peaceful, and he says that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually. He describes how he would feel peaceful. In the morning time, when it is cloudy and the view is not very clear, then it will appear as if the morning has worn a veil and has hidden itself. Looking at this scene will make him feel peaceful. Further, he says that when the male cricket insect will sing a song, that sound will bring him at peace. Also at midnight, when he will see the twinkling stars in the open sky, the shine will give him peace. In the afternoon, when the sun light will give a purplish glow, it will also give him peace. During the evening, when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. Now, stanza 3. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Here are few words like night and day means all the time. Lapping means striking. Heart's core here, the innermost part of the heart. Let's see what does the poet say. In this stanza, the poet says that now he will stand up and go to Innisfree because all the time the sound of the lake waters striking the shore repeats in his mind. This sound attracts him towards the lake. Wherever he is, either standing on the roadway or on the grey-colored pavements, he hears a sound deep in the innermost part of his heart. Now student, here is an end of the poem with its explanation. Now we'll switch to literary devices or figure of speeches which have been used by the poet to heighten the beauty of this poem. Let's see what are they. Literary devices or figure of speeches. Poet has used different literary devices to highlight the beauty of this poem. So first one is imagery. First of all students, what is imagery? It is that literary device that appeals to one of our physical sense. You know that we have 5 senses. If any of sense is being appealed by anything, that is imagery. So poet has very beautifully made use of different imagery over here. See the examples. Wheels of the morning, midnight's all a glimmer, noon a purple glow. These all are the examples of imagery because they are appealing sight. So they are visual imagery. Here are different examples in this poem of imagery. You can go through that. Another one is alliteration. What is alliteration? Alliteration is the repeated use of consonant sounds. You all have studied about it in many poems. So see, when the consonant sound is being repeated again and again, we call it alliteration. See in the poem, example, cabin clay, hive honey, glimmer glow, lake lapping. You can see in the first one, cabin clay, C sound is being repeated. In hive honey, H is being repeated. Glimmer glow, G sound is being repeated. Lake lapping, L sound is being repeated. So they all are the examples of alliteration. Now another one is metaphor. Metaphor is a literary device when we compare two unlike things without using the word like and as we use in simile. It's a direct comparison in which we put characteristic of one thing into another and we consider it one. Like clouds are compared to wheels here. So this is an example of metaphor. Another literary device is repetition. Repetition means when the same word or same line has been repeated in the poem, this is called repetition. You can see this example, I will arise and go now. has been repeated in stanza 1 and 3. So this is an example of repetition. You can see some other examples of repetition from the poem stanza 2. And I shall have some peace, or for peace comes dropping, slow dropping. So peace word and dropping are the examples of repetition in stanza 2. Now students, central idea of the poem. What does the poem reflect? This poem reflects on the tranquility of life, peacefulness. In fact, living in a cottage is quite different from fast and hectic life. We can enjoy nature when there is a peace of mind, but real peace is impossible in a city. We can find it in a solitary place only. Poet just want to convey students that we should live in harmony with the nature. Nature has great healing power. When we sit in the lap of nature, we forget our sorrows. Our mind becomes fresh and we start our days with new energy. Besides, nature fills new hopes in human beings. So for this, as human beings, our friendship with nature is quite essential. That's what the poem wants to convey. This is the idea actually that has been reflected in this poem, today's topic. So now students, your topic is over. I hope you have understood the topic well. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Enjoy online learning. Thank you once again.